telling of a story called I Ain't Going Down No Rabbit Hole, and it can be found in a book entitled Boucaud in the story 2013 to 2017. I ain't going down no rabbit hole, I ain't going down no rabbit hole, I ain't going down no rabbit hole, no, 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 no. Damn fool, she thought to herself as he strutted across the road. The red light was blaring at him. Damn fool, she muttered to herself as her man lifted his white hat to a motorist who was honking the horn at him. On the other side of the road, he motioned her to come over. She just kept looking at the light. He turned his back to her and continued walking on the sidewalk, adjusting his white coat and the white belt holding up his white pants. Damn fool, she said. Lord, you gave me this man, she kept muttering to herself. And when the lights turned green, she crossed the road. Since she was 5, her grandmother kept saying, "Watch out for those men's." Every time her grandmother would warn her, she took the good book down from the shelf and read the story of Ananias and Sapphira. Acts chapter 5, verses 1 to 11. Her grandmother would begin, and she would have to repeat, "I ain't any Sapphira. I ain't going to follow no Ananias down no rabbit hole. No, sir, I ain't doing that." And 33 years later, she recalled what her grandmother had said to her. She often waited outside the all-night poker games in the coffee house close by, or like today, she followed him around the street waiting for the red lights he crossed to turn green. One thing for sure she knew about this one, he took up a lot of her time. The only thing she never let him interfere with was church time. Her grandmother taught her that there was no excuse acceptable for messing around with God's time. Now she had heard, but she never met her grandmother's daughter, her mama. Her father, according to her grandmother, was taken care of by the government. His head got busted up, explained her grandmother. It's not that he doesn't love you. It's not that he doesn't want to be with you, she said to her. It's just that his head got busted up, and they's got to keep him locked in the loony bin. She saw him once. Upon seeing him, she called out the name Papa, and he came right up to her. "Got a smoke?" he said to her, looking at her. "Papa?" she said again. "Yeah, okay, kid. As long as you got a smoke, I'll be your Papa." And she gave him the cigarette, and he reached over and took the whole pack. Walking down the corridor, he yelled out, "Now let that be a lesson to you, kid." And then he laughed. Her grandmother said, "You just can't follow him down no rabbit hole. You gotta remember that, child. You cannot follow him down no rabbit hole. No, no, none of them men is going to do that." Now in the beginning, Ned went to church with her, but after they moved out of the rooming house into their own subsidized apartment, he stopped going to church with her, and it made no sense to her that he would stop going to church. And the words of her grandmother came back to her again. So she continued to go to church without him. Now Buddy was big. He was so big that sometimes, not too many times, he got stuck in the door. It was a Monday when Buddy came to the door. "Where's Ned?" "Sleeping." "Where?" "I'll bring him to you." She kept repeating to herself what her grandmama said. "Don't be no Sapphira. Don't follow him down no rabbit hole." "Ned," says Buddy. "It's too late now." And then he took out a club and he started smashing up Ned's face. "Ain't no Sapphira," she said. Finding the pan underneath the kitchen sink, she filled it up with hot water. "I'm finished here now," said Buddy. "Okay," she said. "Lord, you gave me this man," she muttered to herself as she washed the dishes. A groan came from Ned, nothing more. She heard a siren. Someone must have called the police. Maybe it was the neighbor. Maybe it was Buddy using the scene to send a message to others who were behind on their dues. You never knew. You just never knew what was real. "I ain't no Sapphira," she said to the policeman as she was drying the dishes. "I ain't following him down no rabbit hole." As she looked at the police officer, she knew what was going to happen. Same thing that happened to her papa was the same thing happening now to her man. She happened to glance at herself in the mirror, and she turned to look at herself directly. "This time," she said to herself, "I'm not giving him my smokes." And then she gave herself a big smile, and an authority came into her voice. "No, sir, not me. I ain't going down no rabbit hole. 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 No, 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 no."